Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out to Nostalgia Personified. Let's get him up here on stage. You may know him from GTA 5 or Little Pete on The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Mr. Danny Tamborelli. And this guy you might know from a little franchise called Home Alone, also known as Big Pete, as it were, Michael C. Morona. Hey. All right. Thank you all so much for being here tonight.
Thank
so
you.
Nice.
Also,
two-word Morona. That's what we called them back in the day.
well,
You
never.
just would say 2 words. That's it.
One take, 2 words. Two words, one take.
Definitely more than 1 take. Don't let him fool you.
Mike, thanks for giving me a scare pre-show. I saw him walking down the block, and I think he was just fucking with me because it was 1 minute to the show, and so thanks, appreciate that.
Were you doing a
thanks so
two-step
much.
up there? We didn't see you.
No, I did the old triangle.
Oh, there's somebody walking though. That's
How did you guys maneuver
that's
me into
precarious.
being...
I don't like it. I
Anyway.
really don't.
Anyway, I ended up under the sidewalk, even though I wanted you to be. I did the old triangle block
Yeah.
gambit where Jeremy was looking that way, and I went around the block and was right behind him before he figured out.
I just texted 5 question marks, which is very important. You know, whatever I'm texting, it's
Yeah,
like,
1
whoa.
question mark, 2 question marks.
What's going
maybe
on?
it's
Hey,
serious.
how are you? 3 question marks? Is that your mom?
4 question marks. I'm going to the hospital.
5
question
question
marks.
WTF.
Mike is missing. Yeah. Never to be found.
Well, we're glad he's here.
yeah. And thank you all for coming out
Yeah,
so much.
thank you guys
Thanks
for coming.
We're here. You're here. Sketchfest is all over the city. We had theorized that they're going to have it at the airport next year because it would be more convenient.
Get him in, get him out.
Get them in, get them out, and then you don't have to pay for a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It would be hits home for some.
With the In-N-Out Burger in Daly City's better, right?
Oh
Is that what you
man,
think?
it was worth it. It was worth it. We make pilgrimages every time we come to California, and I don't think actually you're allowed to call them pilgrimages when you go as often as we do.
No, it's just a.
It's like a restraining order
it's a
from
thing,
In-N-Out
yeah.
Burger. Did they get to know you? Did they have pet names for you in Venice when you and Jeremy were over there?
No.
Wait.
What? Don't do that.
When
Don't
you
do
guys
that, man.
went to the In-N-Out Burger that often?
Oh.
Yeah, there was a moment in my life when I would go to LA and I would have In-N-Out Burger probably once a day. So what? Those days are long gone, my friend.
Let's not bullshit.
Triglycerides are down and everything, so.
That's a plus. Yeah, but no bullshit. If somebody walked in with In-N-Out Burger, each of you would eat it. Again, you would eat it again, and you would eat it right now. So diet be damned.
I thought you were going to make a pun on diabetes with that. Diabetes Dan.
Diabetes.
Diabetes Dan.
Your words.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I can make those jokes.
That would be like an old Fleischer cartoon character, Diabeat Dan, like Cuphead.
Could also be diet cheese. So then we're going back to the healthy. See? Yeah. Come on, it's tapioca, man. What the hell's wrong with you? Tapioca's good.
Did you get addicted to Nickelodeon slime? Is that what happened? You have never... You like
It was vanilla pudding. It wasn't tapioca.
Now
but
you-
yes, you're right. You're right.
now
you're
you
right.
grab people on the street and say,
Yeah.
I don't know. I forget the answer to that question. Will you please dump a bucket on my head?
No. I just keep having to be an apologist for making millennials know about bukkake and stuff. But it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I had nothing to do with it.
So Big
It's
Tapioca's gotten to you too.
Yeah, I'm in Big Tapioca's pocket,
He's in the tank.
and it's lined with these little beads of tapioca. There.
I think bubble tea is a good thing for New York.
Nice.
You got to have more
Turn.
bubble tea. You have to have more bubble tea as far as I'm concerned. Like, if you have to, it's like good pizza. You could go a certain radius for good pizza, but you should have your neighborhood mainstay as well.
That's a regional joke, Michael Morona.
What?
If you have lots of sliced pizza places by you, then it works.
That is not an original joke. But what do you mean?
I don't know, man. I know about my cool down slices, and that's all I know about.
You have one pizza place by you, or you have more than one pizza place by you?
I have many. There are many
I'm
pizza.
surrounded.
Even the worst pizza in New York is fucking good. So what does it matter?
Let's that.
I don't know.
Okay, guys.
I don't know.
Well, that's my prerogative. So
I can do what I want to do.
Jeremy, do we do anything on this podcast? What the fuck is going on?
I was waiting for you guys to tank. And
No,
then I was
no,
gonna-
Jeremy, please.
No, we've hit the wall.
I really wanted to hear more about pizza.
Please say clear and apply the paddles to our body, Jeremy, right now, dude, because we're fucking flatlining.
So part of what we do on this Nostalgia Personified show is show commercials that these gentlemen were in back in the 90s.
So you're saying, wait, so you're saying we have... So you're saying we're coasting on our past careers and we have nothing going on right now? Is that what you're getting
I
at?
would never say that.
That's
to your
100%
face.
accurate.
No, I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
looking for work right now. If anybody's hiring,
I'm available next week, but I'm booked on Friday.
So this what we're going to look at first here is let's see, what is it?
It's
This is a Daniel Tamborelli.
It's probably embarrassing,
yeah.
whatever it is.
So let's take a look.
usually
Dim the
it's
lights.
embarrassing. You don't have
me
to
get
move.
out of your way.
You know, that's the cool thing.
Oh, we keystoned it. We keystoned it just perfectly.
Make no mistake. Jack Slater is the last action hero.
God.
And now you can be Slater.
Jack, help! Pick on someone your own size, Ripper! You asked for it, Slater! Piece of cake. Jack, look out! Whack! Whack! You ripped my shirt!
Big mistake.
Have a dumbbell. You're such a drip, Rip.
Heat Pack and Jack, Hook, Launch and Danny, Axe Swing and Ripper, and Dynamite Jack Slater sold separately. New from Mattel.
Okay.
Did you read for Last Action Hero?
I did read for
You must have
getting
read-
the last action
Yeah,
hero. And I
perfect
didn't get
age
it.
for you.
And instead, they gave me a Mattel commercial, and I didn't get to keep the toys. So, yeah, exactly.
You
yeah.
typically kept a lock of hair of each of your victims, right? When you did a commercial.
Was that actually Arnold, or was that just a cutaway from a frame of a movie?
It was actually Arnold's
Arnold was
voice
on
for
set,
sure.
right?
No, but it looked, or was that a doll of Arnold? I couldn't tell. I don't know.
No,
it's a
they
video
all
from the
look,
90s.
They both
It all
look the
looks.
same. Yeah, it's hard to tell those commercials.
Yeah.
What aspect
I
ratio
just remember
was that
doing
shot?
that. I remember doing that, and that kid was annoying as fuck. That's what I remember. I remember him being like, and this definitely wasn't the same kid, but he was a kind of like over enthusiastic, like way just he was at like 12, and you got to be at like 7 or something. He's like the guy who goes into an audition and like they're like, okay, slate your name, and he's like, my name is Jeremy Dalen.
Why? Why did any name in the book you could have
Because
said?
that's what my parents named me.
No,
I'm Jeremy
no,
Dalen, and
and
I'm
you don't-
12 years old.
I'm Jeremy
Want to see
Dalen,
my
I'm-
hands? Here they are.
I'm 5'1", and I give myself a 10.
Oh,
You're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, geez, this
Yeah.
is. I'm never getting this commercial.
Yeah.
Fuck.
and that kid
But
is never getting out of therapy.
Somehow he managed to get a commercial, and I was in it with him, and he was just awful.
He was a supporting player, though, right? You were the main character.
he was pissed off. He was pissed off because he got to play the bad guy, and I was playing the like I'm rooting for Arnold. And I remember him like specifically being like just being like butthurt about it, and I was like, "Come on, man!
I don't think
Look,
Butthurt,
we're all good."
Butthurt did not exist in the 90s.
My parents used to take me to Toys R Us after I got a commercial, and I could pick anything I wanted. So I was like, "Come on, dude! Aren't your parents gonna take you to Toys R Us? Because you're gonna get
The ritual,
you're gonna
you
get
know,
like something cool,
like
man."
usually happens.
I'm looking at. I don't even know what I'm looking at
He's
right
like,
now.
I don't know
It's
about you,
like-
but I have 22 Daisy 22 rifles on the wall in my basement. I did 22 commercials and I got 22 guns.
sounds about right.
I've been to your house. Oh no, you haven't.
No, it's not meant. No.
You
I
threw
had
them
my
all.
grandfather's World War
You threw
II
them all
gun,
in
that's
Lake
it.
Snug. You buried all the evidence.
No, that's different. Those are homemade bongs, and yeah, they got thrown into the. They
They've-
got thrown into the lake in my local town that
They
will
have
get dredged one day.
biodegraded. They've biodegraded since then.
Oh, I doubt it.
Really? With the Jersey fauna and flora, you don't
Don't
think
bring
they...
Jersey into it. Are you gonna roll another clip? Or
I'm
what?
waiting for you guys to
Jeez,
shut
let's
the
roll it
fuck
along
up.
here. I'm trying to wrap this guy up over here.
We shot this next thing in Staten Island, which is as close to Jersey as you can get while still retaining dignity.
Here comes Michael C. What? What?
Shortest commercial ever.
Speaking of diabetes, did you take a whole bunch of cherry Coke home with you?
I didn't. I did not, and I was mad that I didn't take home the compressed air rig that made those fish jump around, because those were all dead fish that were hanging from me. Those were not.
They were real dead fish?
Yeah, real live dead fish.
I don't know about that.
What do you, freshly dead? You know, you take
The
take.
ASPCA was there. They
Well,
were
no. You
unhappy.
take each one out of the water. You stun it with a bolt, and then you just leave it there.
Oh my god!
It's exactly like a slaughterhouse. I don't know how you operate.
Just like the mid to late 90s.
What? That wasn't enough for you? I walked into a frickin' freezing lake. What do you?
That was very cold.
Yeah.
Didn't look that was that cold. You looked like you were doing fine.
They
Looked
shot
like
me
you were-
from behind because my nipples ruined every shot.
Uh-huh.
That reminds me of a story of Christopher Walken. That's a story that goes around film sets where he grabbed a PA after middle of a work day and said, "Can you take me for a ride?" And he goes to a lake. He gets in the lake. He strips down his clothes, gets in the lake, and he says to the PA, "I'm a crocodile. I'm a crocodile." And that was it. And he put his clothes back on, and they went back to set.
I didn't know that Jeremy had this talent, but
Actually,
that's pretty good, man.
it was horrible.
It was pretty horrible.
No,
It
you
was
have a
not
good.
good.
No, you have a good.
I've been told that I look like Christopher Walken a little bit.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know.
Is it circa the Deer Hunter or circa Annie Hall?
Whichever one has, the most traumatic one is probably what they're referencing.
I have on my personal Facebook page, I have a picture of Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan because we somewhat look alike. You
As
guys can Google it when you go home, and you'll have a chuckle later. That's
Twinsies.
from me to you afterwards. Okay.
The twinsies. The twinsies.
And I always forget that we're out here and we're using Lyft everywhere, and I don't use it that much in New York, and my face pops up, and it's Elena Kagan. So anytime I get in the car, they're like, "Danny, are you?"
Danny,
and I have to explain each time. It's just a joke. It's
Danny,
fine.
I disagree with your concurrence.
Well, you know what? It wasn't cool because the last one that I was on didn't care, didn't make any reference to it, so it made it feel like I did look like Elena Kagan, and that's what hurt the most.
So you're the
So
guy.
it's like
who,
if someone
you're gonna-
says something, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm like, thank you, God.
you're gonna
you
get a
realize it's
fake
not
ID
really
that
me.
says you're 76 years old and be like,
Yeah.
you don't look 76. Are you sure? This is a compliment fishing ID picture that you have for
I'll
Ellen,
take it. Yeah,
for one of our most distinguished Supreme Court justices that we have right now.
that's true. Yes.
Speaking of
who went to my
distinguished-
high school,
Okay.
and her brother taught me history, and I first
Revisionist history, was it?
this guy was terrible, but I think the first time I dropped acid in high school
Go, bringing it back there,
in
huh?
class was I had his class 5th or 6th period, so I definitely dropped
Are
that
you
shit
having
at
a
lunch.
flashback right now
I
because you're
know, I'm
looking
just
down at the
remembering.
floor?
I'm just remembering
Like,
that I dropped that
just
shit at
remember
lunch,
that,
so I
man.
definitely
the colors, man.
not only that, just like the gunfire was everywhere. You know, you had to stay low. Yeah, I quickly left his classes. It was the second time I was taking it.
Speaking of LSD, let's take a look at another clip. There's no connection there. I'm sorry.
Speaking of what?
Make no mistake.
Yeah.
Jack Slater is the last action hero.
It's a sequel.
It's Benedict and his Rottweiler! Okay, Ripper, let's bring down the house!
I'd say it's more of a motif.
Whack!
Big mistake.
What is that?
What is that?
We go up, he comes down. Now you're in the doghouse.
Last Action Hero Police Station. You put it together. Figure sold separately. New from Mattel.
That is detailed.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Didn't get the Last Action Hero, but got 2 Mattel commercials out of it.
Did anybody?
That was my only real sequel. That's my only real true sequel moment. I wasn't.
You weren't in Mighty Ducks 2.
No, but I. You know what's unfortunate? My apartment is D2 that I live in New York. So every day I go home, I'm reminded of the movie that I wasn't in. So that's
There's always
that's something.
There's always Grand Theft Auto 6, right?
Yeah,
If
well, maybe
if it happens.
I'm contractually obligated not to make any jokes or complaints.
but you can do a Christopher Walken impression.
Absolutely not.
I got it. Don't worry.
Absolutely not. Look at your stupid head right there.
Speaking of
Speaking of freeze
heads.
frames, I've been in worse freeze frames. It's true. For
All right, here we go. Here's
hit
the
the
last,
button. Hit the button, Jeremy.
Here's the last video from Michael C.
Hello, Stuart. So you're Abigail's special friend from the office.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, Stuart, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I wouldn't mind living here.
No, what's your passion, Stuart?
I like to trade online. You ever heard of Ameritrade?
I'm a stockbroker's son.
Dad, he only pays $8 a trade.
Give a kid a computer and he thinks he can beat the market.
I don't want to beat the market. I want to grab it, sock it in the gut a couple times, turn it upside down, hold it by the pants, shake them out to all those pockets, empty out, spare change. Let's see.
Ameritrade. Call now.
Hit stop already.
Did they pay you extra to show your tattoo?
No, is that a thing? Typically, they have to pay you to what do you call it? To cover the tattoo, don't they?
Yeah.
Our,
I don't know. I don't have any tattoos.
that a Speedo or
Sorry,
boxer?
guys.
That was neither. But I kept the clothes from that. I kept that outfit from that commercial. I bet you.
Don't rub it in. I didn't keep the clothes for my commercials.
Okay, it gets better than that. I wore the clothes. I was on the soccer team at college, and I wore the clothes underneath my uniform one day when we played. I think it was the. I want to say I'm not having
Use
a flashback.
your brain
I'm
power,
not having
Michael.
I'm not having an LSD flashback. I think it was the Bard game, but it could have been against Cooper Union. But anyway, I was wearing that outfit underneath my. No, not that outfit.
Were you trying to sell some?
I was wearing the
Ameritrade
bathing
stocks?
suit and an American flag shirt underneath my jersey and shorts. My
For the
purchase.
purpose of exposing that underwear.
I got red carded that game and managed to take off all my clothes and run off the field.
Michael C. Morona, everybody, huh?
That's right. Let's give a big round of applause for their
I've
Badass.
scored one goal in college and got one red card, so I think we're even.
Well,
That's
maybe-
batting 1,000, right? That's how that works.
I feel like we should have the red card system in our podcast.
I have. This is $1 billion idea. Actually, I've had is.
Oh,
I'm gonna write.
it's been a while.
For the listener, I guess I'm enjoining all your asses. If you know what enjoining means, are you a lawyer? That's crickets. That's crickets. I was just going to carry around red cards and yellow cards all the time, just to grade people on various moves in
Online. I know people.
No, not
I know.
online. in real life.
I have a friend that has like a stack of shut the fuck up cards that he will like go up and just like put on the table, and they have to flip it over and just say shut the fuck up on it.
What table is he? Just like go to coffee
Well,
house?
no,
Does
but
he go
he's
to
at a
coffee
bar and
shops
someone's
around?
being too loud. Like that's aggressive. It's an aggressive move, but goddamn, he's got balls.
Is it
That's-
as aggressive as dipping your fingers in someone's water and going, "Hey, shut the fuck up"?
No, I don't think so.
But this takes pre-planning, like say putting on some booty shorts
you
and,
have to put-
and an
you have to
American
put the shut the
flag
fuck up
shirt
cards in your
pocket
pocket and
before
go
you
out.
go out and get.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it takes
He got
pre-planning.
it.
Like you know you're going to get red carded that night.
I mean, it's a similar idea.
Yeah.
Jeremy, can we move this along again?
Let's give him a big round of applause for their more videos.
We really don't have to. It was nothing. Honestly, thank you.
Let's get some guests up here. You may know him from. He's the host of the Comedy Button podcast, another podcast that's very great. His name is Brian Altano. Let's come on up.
Welcome.
Also, we have an actor. He played Endless Mike on this little show called The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Rick Gomez, ladies and gentlemen.
Just where we want
All
it,
right.
on the end.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Welcome, Rick.
Hi, Brian.
Welcome, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Jeremy, we just went from outnumbering Danny, Ohio and New York, to being outnumbered by the full house of jerseys over here.
Full House was a different show.
1, 2, 3.
It was a different show.
1, 2, 3 New Jerseys.
Three of a kind, yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, thank you
New jerseys.
for selling me all those shitty toys back in the day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you have the last?
Yes,
action?
I didn't realize that was you. Like,
Hey, man.
what I didn't have was like what every kid in those commercials has, which is apparently like either a full backyard with like a war going on, or like a top floor 90s smoky New York City apartment.
I mean, that seems to be. Well, a lot of those were shot in those places.
Exposed brick.
For sure.
Just like
I did
the-
a lot
the
of
common
Lego
kid.
commercials like that. Exactly like that. The smoke machines were great, though. God.
Used to just hover over those at the end of the day.
It had a very interesting smell to it. As a kid, I was like, I kind of like that smell.
You had a.
I don't know if that had any effect on me further in life. But
Particularly machinist vibe in your second spot.
Oh gosh,
Christian Bale kind of.
I was
machinist
losing.
vibe.
Yeah, I was losing.
I thought maybe you killed a kid and.
Something inside
You were
me
not
died.
eating anymore.
Something inside me died that year.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, you're talking about his second one.
No, I'm talking about
your
the
second
Ameritrade.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
with your
not-
mutton chops.
No, the
not
mutton
him.
chops
Not
looks
him
like maybe you
imprisoning
had
Arnold in the
a stalk
jail.
of celery for a
Who
week.
doesn't want to imprison Arnold in something? 'Cause
I
he's
had
just-
been
Someone
in-
needs to tell him to shut the fuck up.
I had been in college.
Shut the fuck up.
I was probably still flashing back to Elena Kagan's brother, Mr. Kagan.
Mr. Kagan.
Yeah, I wasn't neutrifying myself enough in college,
No,
so I was a
it didn't
skinny
seem-
bone. I was a skinny
Yeah, you
bone.
were skinny guy.
Did the fish commercial have a script?
It's like those old timey. You see, like it's like a split screen in the old ad script where it's
Right.
like video, audio, and it didn't have to have any words whatsoever, but it had description. It was like a James Joyce book. Like you don't really get to the dialogue. You could go 5 commercials before you got to the dialogue.
Because that was sort of like the whole ideology of like old Nickelodeon was like I was a kid watching you guys, and I would turn on the TV and it would just be like after these messages, and there'd just be like a kid's head turn into a fish tank and he'd throw up and they'd be like that's it, Nickelodeon.
Random.
Yeah, he
Yes.
the
Have a
throw
great
up
fucking
spelled
day.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah. And then you'd go to school and you'd be like, I think I'm crazy. Like, should I get Ritalin or something?
This
like
is
that?
so cool, but
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
You're like, I want to work there. You guys shot a not you guys, Nickelodeon. Your whole Gestapo.
They run it.
We shot-
you shot a commercial. That was I know that's a weird way to stop a sentence.
a
You guys
ca-
shot stop.
A California condor.
You shot a commercial at my middle school, which was fucking insane because they built this small living room where this kid was playing in this dark. He's playing video games in a small room, which is what I do for a living now. And the walls collapsed, and he was on the basketball court. And all these kids were playing basketball, and they're like, yeah, fuck video games. Come outside and play basketball. And I was like, Nickelodeon, like, you're why I'm inside all day.
You betrayed me. How could you?
Traitors.
Hey, they figured out that was happening, so they had to fix that, and so they developed the Big Help. That's when they showed people doing things outside.
It was
Nickelodeon
it was
and helping people.
It was a community
The Big
service.
Help.
It was a community service initiative.
I'm not crazy, right?
No, it's
I planted trees with Mariah Carey.
Did you really?
I sure did up in Harlem.
I
did.
don't know. I don't know her.
I did. It was me, Mariah Carey, and Steve Burns from Blues Clues.
I don't know her.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's a musician now.
he is a musician.
He's a rocker.
Always been one.
Where does he live?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the Dust Mines.
He should be here. I'm looking for the stripes.
Steve Burns, everybody.
Yeah.
There he
There
is.
is nobody here wearing stripes. That's so weird.
Did you wait? You planted trees with Mariah Carey?
I did. Yeah, for the Big Help. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that.
That's how they got away with saying, "Hey, kids, sit in front of the boob tube for 8 hours a day." But you know what? You should also give
One
back.
day a year.
Just give back a little
One
bit.
day a year.
I
Do
feel like-
something
And no,
nice.
you can't hang out with Mariah Carey, but you can go to your local, post office and fix the flowers out front that they're stomping
You
on
must have
because
been
they're pissed off at their jobs.
Just stop.
You
now.
must have been like the easiest dude to prank call in the 90s. Like
Yeah.
people would be like, "Hey, you want to go in a helicopter with Steve Buscemi?" You're like, again?
Okay.
It's just like a word generator.
He's too jaded. He's too jaded at this point.
Like if anyone called me like, "You want to go plant trees with Mariah Carey?" I'd be like, "All right, someone's fucking with me. Yeah, this is a prank."
Yeah.
You're
Well,
a-
all
you're
the
a Jersey
information
guy.
came to my
Yeah.
mom. So
I didn't know
That
that.
doesn't mean that I plant trees with Mariah Carey.
I'm
Not
not.
every Jersey guy. That's
Nobody's
not,
casting aspersions, Rick. I'm
No.
just saying.
Why do you think it's the Garden States? Mariah
Oh
Carey
crap! You
comes
just
out.
came out of your mom, and you're in New Jersey. Meet Mariah Carey in this fucking palm tree. Something like that.
New Jersey, where every day is Arbor Day.
Exactly. The Garden State for a
Exactly.
fucking reason.
That's it.
What was the question?
There wasn't
he wasn't.
one.
He was
No.
just trying to get you involved, I guess.
Yeah. Mission accomplished.
Your mission accomplished.
Um,
Famous George
no,
W. Bush
yeah,
quote.
but from Jersey though. Where in New Jersey are you from?
Northern New Jersey, Bergen County. Like I was neighbors with this guy, but
Yeah.
we didn't hang out because I wasn't on a TV show.
Wasn't a
Hey, I went to public school. Thank you very much.
What does that have to do with it?
Means that I wasn't treated like that. I was the new kid in 5th grade.
Okay.
People treated me like shit.
Let me tell you something, new kid. Do you know who the president? Do you
It's
know?
true.
Do you know who
I had
the
to bring them
president
onto the
is?
set of Pete and Pete to get friends because we shot in Jersey. So it was
he's
like,
laying his
I'm
heart
the new
bare
kid.
now.
You suck. Hey, you want to come on my TV show? We're
cool.
friends.
Man, we both had hardships growing up. Then I wasn't rich.
And you
were on a TV
friends.
show, so
Yeah.
we were basically one and the same. It was
Thing
tough
is,
lives we had.
20 years ago, cable TV wasn't paying out the big bucks.
Well, you guys are filming.
So,
You're filming in
you
New
know,
Jersey, right?
It would have been, we filmed in New Jersey. I saved on travel costs. Thank
otherwise
you,
I
Brian.
would have had
You
friends.
made me-
That's true.
I would have had friends if we filmed in New York, but
Yeah.
he got all the friends because we filmed in New Jersey. Dan.
Yeah, well, I lived in New Jersey. So what? We're in San Francisco now. We're talking about regional shit. Let's go.
That's right.
Do you know
What do you
who
guys?
the-
You want to talk about San Francisco? We can do that.
No, I mean, we don't have to.
Everyone loves it here. That's why they're here for like 4 years and then they leave.
You guys have a 4-year plan?
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that a San Francisco thing?
Yeah.
Burn.
4 years and you burn out? Buffalo. Well, it's great that you got out of Buffalo. My grandmother's from Buffalo and she's dead, so she's listening right now, being like, "You're making fun of Buffalo."
Dead
You're
people
gonna
don't
get
listen
nightmares."
to podcasts.
Live podcast though, Jeremy.
Nope.
It's a live podcast.
Why did you
Yeah.
make it sound like she's dead in Buffalo?
Well, because she's probably stuck there. She loves it so much.
It's a sequel.
She loved it so much, she moved to New Jersey, and then when she died, she's like, "I'm going back to haunt Buffalo."
Like she's like, there's 14 feet of snow and I'm a ghost. I can't walk through it. This is impossible.
No, but honestly, last time I was in Buffalo, weird enough that my grandmother had this like radio that was in her kitchen, and I have it in my parents' house in New Jersey, and we were in Buffalo for a wedding, and I was walking down the street, and there was like a stoop sale, and the exact same like 1950s like Sony radio was on the ground for free. And I took a picture of it, sent it to my dad, and I was like, "I'm not taking it, but I think you should know that it was there." So that's what I'm saying. My grandma, she's stuck in Buffalo, fucking around.
There's worse places to be
Anywho,
stuck.
Yeah, definitely. Like purgatory, probably.
Yeah, that's worse.
Because you don't know if it's good or bad.
Mm-hmm. Was she good? Was she a good woman?
Jeremy, fact check: is
purgatory good or
bad?
I think it just is.
Jeremy,
First fact check of the
Jeremy,
night.
I really need a live.
It just is.
Need a live fact check.
You know,
It's
that
probably- it's
song,
probably like-
Sitting Here in Limbo. You could say limbo sounds a little bit
It just exists.
more positive than purgatory. Purgatory does sound bad. But you say you're in limbo, you're like, I'm just kind of a
I think it's like being at IKEA or something like that, where you're like, well, me and my wife are fighting, but there's hot dogs are $1.50.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
We get to do puzzles when we get home. Like
This sounds a lot like the 30 cycle. You know, like purgatory is a cleanse of some type.
What kind of cleanse?
It's okay. Purgatory. Do
Oh,
I have to spell it out for
purgatory?
you?
Yeah.
Great. Just blew my $1 billion idea. Here we are in San Francisco, the land of startups.
That's a very New Jersey way of saying purgatory. Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Don't fuck around at school. You can end up in purgatory.
And Brian, we're getting in the car. It's a long car ride. You gonna make before you leave? Make sure you make. If you don't make before you leave, I'm not stopping.
A group of Jersey friends
you
got
never heard-
together.
Oh fuck,
Come on.
dude! Don't get me started.
Come on, you gotta. There's a lot. How many people asked you if you made before you left?
In your life.
Many people have asked me if I've made. I often have an inner monologue running about whether or not I've made, but I'm also getting older. So, they sort
but
of
for the
walk hand
boy,
in hand.
but for the little,
My little guys?
Yeah.
Well, they're 14 and 12 now, Michael.
did you have to
Did I have
remind
to
them
say
about
quick
making?
with the making?
Did you have to
Let's
ask?
make with the making. No, I didn't. We didn't talk too much about making. I was an absentee father.
Oh, okay.
That's bold to just say that.
Well, you gotta pay the bills.
Hey, guy.
You've heard of him, haven't you? He's Rick Gomez.
That's true.
Absentee
Yeah.
dad.
I
comma.
turn, I show
Rick
up, and they're
Gomez
14. I go, what in the fuck? Did you make with the? And then they smoke the cigarette. They put it out. They go, fuck you. This went well. They should be out of the house soon. It's a good life. Purgatory. I think they call it.
Purgatory. My,
No, it's not true at all. I'm very happy.
I just can we talk about the bio that you sent to SF Sketchfest for a second,
do that.
please?
Mm-hmm.
Just because I can't tell, you can't tell if he's kidding or not, but I'd like to think that you are serious
Can you
about that
read
bio.
some of it out
That's
loud?
serious. I don't know. Do we have the
Yeah,
bio?
we can
Yeah,
read it out
yeah.
loud.
Where's my fact check,
I just
Jeremy?
want to say really quick. You can kind of tell from the commercials. I think there's like a young Philip Seymour Hoffman thing going on.
With me?
Yeah.
Oh God.
What, with the Arnold?
I'd like to take that as a compliment.
With the
Yeah,
Arnold
yeah,
action
You got to
figure?
take. He's one of the greatest of our
No,
generation,
no,
man.
I'm thinking about something about Polly or whatever that when he was the. Oh, forget it. Never mind. I went to a bad place.
You reached
I
a
went to
living
a
legend.
bad place, I guess.
And then the kid it reminded me of the movie he did with Tom Hanks, where Tom's the senator, the Texas senator or something. He's like, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Wilson!
And then no.
Charlie
And then Philip Seymour
Wilson's
Hoffman's like,
War!
I don't know what the hell. Charlie Wilson's World. There you
Charlie
are.
Wilson's
Yeah,
War!
right. But you know what I'm saying? The other kid was like Hanks, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's crushing Hanks in that movie. That's what you were doing.
This is
as a
good.
Kid.
This is like the #1 Can We Guess the Philip Seymour Hoffman Movie podcast.
Oh well, that'll be new on Audible.
If you look behind you, that's the
Rick
what
Gomez
Rick
had the
sent
pleasure
out.
of portraying endless Mike Hellstrom on the iconic Nickelodeon series The Adventures of Pete and Pete, where he
together
worked
now,
side
all
by
together.
side with his hero Danny Tamborelli.
Did not know that.
Over the last few decades, he continued to work on television and film.
Some bullshit.
Band of Brothers, Sin City,
but none of those
Justified.
projects starred Danny.
Yeah,
and
true.
all fell short
Of his high watermark.
He stars in the new ABC series, The Crossing, which premieres April 2nd
at 10 p.m.
But again,
no Danny.
So not really worth talking about.
Wow.
But again, I
This
really
is
do.
an honor.
I really do think that's pretty much all there. It's all true.
Okay.
And when I was trying to say about the Philip Seymour Hoffman thing,
hold on. The one comment is from
No. This is
Danny's
posted on
mom.
Danny's mom's page.
the one response is from
What did she
Danny's
say?
mom.
What did she say?
Who says, quote,
Danny is in such good company. Best and funniest bio ever.
so in
She just wants to participate.
Yeah, well. But it is true,
Sally.
man.
Is that your
That's
your mom's
classic
name?
Sally.
Sally,
My mom.
Sally Kelly Tamborelli?
Yeah, her hair is red and her feet are smelly. So what?
Whoa! What are we doing?
wait, what was her
What?
maiden
Hey
name?
man,
What
hey
are we
man,
doing,
hey
man?
man, hey man.
Working them
You know,
Kangen muscles.
from before.
Can you do a side by side with Dan Tamborelli?
Go do
Which
side
one?
by
No,
side.
give me
We
a different
gotta do
one.
side by side. We gotta rock
Get a
side
stand
by
up,
side.
It's time for a new segment we like to call Side by
Wait a
Side with
second.
Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan.
That's not Danny. Then my bio's all wrong. I thought I was talking about Kagan.
There we go. Let's get a big smile.
I was Kagan all the way.
Hold on.
It's there. You know, she's a Met fan, and that's the most important part.
Go Mets!
She's a Mets fan.
I love Brooklyn.
You truly, you missed your calling as
Thank you. No, I'm just waiting for her to do something.
As
She
an
does
appellate-
something, I'm in.
Oh,
It'll be on all the
Kagan's
late
so
night,
mad at the
on all the
ruling.
late night talk
Kagan's
shows.
mad at the ruling.
That's it.
Kagan disagrees with the
Kagan
graffiti.
disagrees.
I want to find out where she lives and just start rummaging through her trash to
Oh
see
my
if
God,
I can
it'd be
find
great.
something.
Probably Washington. Probably.
Yeah, I know.
So just get all the garbage in Washington, and you'll
Right.
There's
and
a
you'll
lot
get
of
hers.
garbage in Washington.
You
Yes.
go through all the garbage in Washington.
Yeah. This sounds
Yeah,
like
she didn't pay her taxes.
It'll be great when the cops pull up and they're like, I think it's her going through her own garbage.
Yeah.
Just let her be. No problem.
I'll just
She's
wear
allowed
a
to
black
look at it.
robe. It'll be just fine.
She's allowed to look at her own garbage. I see no violation of law
Yeah.
here.
Old
Carry on.
Kagan's lost it.
That's her recycling
Hi,
outfit.
officer, I'm fine. Just look at I lost something in the garbage.
Lost the ruling in the garbage.
I gotta go to bed and wake up early and go to the Supreme Court, my job.
Where I'm one of several judges.
It's my turn to buy the coffee for the rest of the court.
Oh, look, a Cinnabon.
Anyway, I agree with most of her rulings. Not all of them.
I'm glad that you do.
Not all of them.
I'm glad that you do.
Old lady Kagan, she better make with the...
Yeah,
Making.
Elena, Eleanor Keegan probably got that a couple times. Eleanor, did you make before we left? It's a long
Did you
flight.
make before the court?
Grew up in Queens.
Grew up in Queens.
Yeah,
Definitely
probably
got
heard
that.
the word make. at
Once
some
you get
point.
your robe on, it's going to be hard to make.
Once you are invested,
Yeah.
Or easier.
once you receive investiture,
Great.
Do you want to go back to purgatory?
purgatory,
No,
purgatory.
I don't want to go back to purgatory.
Because
You
when
wanna
I
keep-
searched for is purgatory
It's
bad,
neither good nor bad.
the first one is 9 truths about purgatory.
We don't have that much time. Can we just get the top
yeah,
3?
Come on, yeah.
Can we get the top 3 truths?
Well, the first one is that it exists.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Spoiler shaky ground.
Oh God! Any
Number one.
Star Wars fans? Go outside.
Number one, a theory.
These are gonna.
That's how they start their
It's a
list.
spoiler alert.
Number 2, purgatory isn't merely a punishment.
Okay, well, they got a lot of information.
of life.
Number 3, the suffering endured by souls in purgatory isn't physical pain.
Oh shit, that's worse.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mental torment.
Number
That
4,
Dante was full of crap.
No,
Yeah.
we're done. We're done. We just did our top 3.
right,
Baby,
top
do
3.
you know what's worse?
No.
Purgatory is a place on earth.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's in
Is that
New
a
Do you
Jersey.
know
poison
what
song?
that's worth?
Tell me.
Thank you.
Tell
Thank you
me.
very much. I'll be here all night.
What is that worth?
Purgatory is a place on earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wow, I'm glad people in the audience got it before you did up on stage, Mike.
Wait, I shit you not. Number
didn't-
9 is purgatory is like spiritual summer school.
It's like Rumspringa for the soul.
Spiritual summer school.
It's like Rumspringa for the unencumbered soul who needs
Hey,
to do.
hey, Chris, can you
Rumspringa
write a
sounds like a
purgatory
lot of
list
fun.
article for me by tomorrow? Yeah,
Yeah.
when? Like 6 minutes from now? Yeah, sure. Done.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay, I got
You
it.
just did it.
Can I
Yeah,
just
it's
make
done.
it? Is
That
it
was a BuzzFeed article. 17 things you didn't know about
It's a
purgatory.
it's a listicle. It's actually a listicle.
Yep.
Why did I click it?
It's
Now my
bait.
computer's running slow.
It's
heating up.
Effective
The
bait.
fan has gone on again. Why is that happening?
It's kind of like, is it the penalty box for your soul if your soul has been playing hockey?
If you're Canadian, yeah.
Is it a 5-minute major for your soul,
I don't know.
Dan?
I'm not.
Hockey guy?
I'm not putting purgatory and hockey in the same thing. I can't do that because I like hockey too much.
Ooh, we're gonna have to tear up a few index cards for the next podcast. Then shit.
We do have a hockey team in New Jersey called the Devils.
Yeah, we do.
Which
Yeah,
is,
there you go.
That was very unsettling, like growing up going to those games and a fucking devil would come out. And just, he's like, I'm the devil, welcome to hockey. And he'd scream.
Yeah.
Isn't it
rough.
the Jersey?
That's a great entrance into hockey. Are you kidding me?
It's
That's
amazing,
a
yeah.
beautiful thing.
Well, because their mascot before that was a guy called the Puck, who was just a puck. It was just a guy. It was just like, oh, we have, again, 5 minutes to come up with something.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Up.
And they're like, get the puck out of here. Let's get literal Satan. Let's get Lucifer.
Yeah,
get these kids
I think
hyped.
that's okay.
That's great. I have no problem with it. I'm just putting it out there if any of you guys know about that.
No. And that's fine with me. I was all about the New Jersey Devils.
If you guys want to see like a Satan-themed hockey team, go to New Jersey. That's great. It's a good night with the kids.
If you want to see a good betting hockey team, you go to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's true.
They're very good.
You're a gambler.
No, they are. They are gamblers.
In Vegas?
Are they called the Gamblers?
No, they're called the Knights, the Golden Knights. So gold is in there, and you gamble with gold. It's a retro reference. Back in the day, you'd gamble with gold. People around here knew about that a lot, San Francisco and the gold rush and such. Don't get shanghaied out here.
Do you think?
Yeah, I know everything there is about San Francisco. I don't know what happened.
Do you think they bet against themselves or on themselves each day?
No, you can't Pete Rose yourself anymore in any sort of
They have rules?
experience. They have rules now. No, I will say, if you're gambling on yourself to win, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Poor Pete Rose.
No, you should always be betting on yourself.
Yeah, that's confidence, man.
Yeah.
Stack the odds in your favor.
That's
or,
right.
Or what against your favor.
Or
win.
or whoever you're fighting.
So I'm
it
going to
all.
be running some penny slots later if anybody's involved.
Penny
Wants to hang
slots?
out. Yeah, penny slots, yeah.
Sounds like a
There's a lot of money in the penny slots.
Sounds like a Bergen
Pennies
County
in the
thing.
penny slots.
Yeah, there are pennies in the penny slot, but you get a bucket big enough and you're walking out with 20 bucks. So what?
Yeah.
I have a permanently lowered shoulder now, but I'm rich.
Well,
Penny rich.
Thank you. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him.
Have you been
with the penny joke?
Have you been ever? Have you been forced to pay any fines and then paid them in pennies?
Fines?
In a
Did
petty.
you say penny fines?
Have you been forced to pay any fines and pay them in a petty way with pennies?
No.
You know?
No. Have you done that? Have you gone up been like, I got a $300 speeding ticket.
No,
I'm paying you in pennies.
No, in this town,
you can't do that.
Apple sued Samsung, and Samsung paid them with dump trucks
That's a
full
rumor.
of pennies.
Really?
Is that true? Anybody know if that's true?
rumor.
Can we get a
fact check?
You know it's not a rumor.
Not true.
Fact check.
Second fact check. I think it's a rumor.
Don't blow
Chris,
it,
Chris
Jeremy.
walking in the crocodile store. That's
Oh,
not
great!
a
Here
rumor.
it comes.
That's true.
Come on back.
That's true.
Totally true.
Yeah, because the
Why,
guy who
did you
fact
get
checks
that
told
on
us.
store-
So
on sets too?
he's the
Yeah,
backstop.
but there's tons of Christopher Walken
No, they did
stories
not try
where
to pay
they're-
in
According,
nickels.
according to the Guardian, the Guardian.com, no, Samsung did not try to pay Apple its $1 billion fine.
I thought pennies.
$1 billion in pennies?
That's
a lot of pennies.
That sucks.
That's
Go
like
on,
$1 billion
go
pennies.
on. There aren't
They're
that
worth
many
$1.
nickels in
You paid
circulation.
someone
Yeah.
$25,000 a year to just
It's
put
this,
it all together.
This is another listicle, and items 2 through 5 are just Mike Morona is a dumb, credible fool.
I can get behind that.
Thanks for defending my honor, fake brother.
Oh.
Fake brothers are supposed to stand up for each other.
Oh man.
Okay, well.
I really see the Hudson River coming between us.
Oh, that's the New York Jersey thing.
Yeah, the divide.
I got that.
I mean, you can't.
There's a divide.
It's true, but what's funny is that there is New York that's on our side of the Hudson River. So
Yeah, and you can have
his
it.
Geography's dumb too.
Wait, what else is dumb?
I mean, I don't want to have to go and.
No, it's an hour and a half
I have
show.
A,
We
I
can
have
cover
a, I have a
everything.
list, but
no,
I
we
don't.
can cover
I don't want to get
everything
involved.
that's dumb. We have a long show, and these people
No.
aren't going anywhere. I'll get Parmesan fries for everybody. Fried pickles? Who wants fried pickles? Yeah, come on.
Wow.
I want to
No,
hear it.
I don't want. I don't
no,
want.
no, I want to hear it.
Well, you're not wearing them today, but when he wears corduroys, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And when he wears corduroys, I don't like it.
I haven't worn corduroys since like college.
I don't believe you. I've heard
corduroys
you
all
walk.
the time.
They're kind of corduroys.
First of all, these are the only corduroys I own. Second of all,
well, they're not the kind that I'm talking about the thick corduroy.
Right.
You
the
know?
whales.
The wide
whales.
Wide whales?
Come on, man.
I seen it on the horizon, the wide whale. And what are you gonna?
No, I mean, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
How do they make you feel, the pants?
I don't really like his sideburns either when they come in.
There's
I'm
lots
just
of
going.
things.
I'm just
Wait,
going straight.
my now sideburns or my then sideburns?
No,
The ones back then.
the ones back then are cool.
These
Wait,
are
really?
just, these
Yeah.
are just a shame.
Yeah,
These are
it's a
just
sham.
a sham
You're
of
the
a.
shell of a man.
Wow. We're really laying it bare. Was there truth serum in that gummy that you had before the?
No, I didn't have any gummies before anything. Come on. What do you want from me?
The truth, and I'm getting more of
The
it than
truth
I
is, I didn't
bargained
eat
for.
it. The truth is, you ate half a gummy. I didn't eat shit.
I'm getting more of the truth than I bargained for.
I don't play the edible game, really. Okay, yeah.
What did you buy all those masks for?
On
then?
the way out here, I ate half of a cookie, and I didn't realize how strong it was. And I don't usually eat edibles, and I don't know why I did it, but I did it, and I got very, very stoned, and I was getting very high going through security, and I didn't like that. And I don't usually do that, and I was kind of like, oh man, like I really don't want it. And I was taking off my shoes, and I was putting everything on the, in the bin, and I'm going to take my belt off, and I'm not paying attention, and apparently the woman was like, you don't have to take your belt off. Sir, your belt, your belt, your belt, your belt. Sir, your belt. Sir, you can leave belt, your belt.
Knights in white satin.
Yeah. And then, and I was like, 80% with the belt off like this, and I look up, and she's like,
a lawnmower.
Can't you just put?
belt!
Yeah, but can't you just put it up there now? Just put it up there.
And I
Does
was
it
just
matter?
like,
Does it hurt anybody?
I'm sorry. I don't have anything.
Put it back
I don't have
on!
anything else. Yeah. She just looked at me. She's like, I told you. And that was it.
I don't think
so
any-
then I was like, you know what? I'm not.
4 hours later, you landed.
No. Then I get through. Guess what's on the other side? Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what happens when
Yeah.
you're stoned? You eat the Shake Shack.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
It does.
I don't think anyone's ever had
Then you need a new goddamn
like an
belt,
edible.
and you go through the whole fucking thing again.
That's
Yeah, you
right.
gotta do it all over again.
That's right.
Sir, a belt. Sir, a belt. Sir, a belt. You're like,
God.
what am I doing? I got to stop with the edibles.
You're
I
on
mean, at
the.
least he was being. I gotta stop with these edibles, man.
That's the tagline at Shake Shack now. You don't need to take off your belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave your belt on.
Please do
Shake
not
Shack.
remove your shoes.
Sweet belt.
I don't think anyone has ever taken an edible and been like, "Oh, that's the perfect amount of high."
Yeah.
No,
I
you're
would-
so right,
I would
dude.
have to agree.
You are so right.
I would have to agree with you.
I have the worst
That's
story
exactly
about
it.
pooping nuggets that big in Tahoe. I'm sorry, guys. I thought we were just being for real
No,
with each
you
other.
can go. Keep
I thought we were
going.
just being for real with each other. And like you get constipated up in the altitude, right? So I was up in Tahoe, and I'm with my wife, and we're in an old cabin, her family cabin. And this podcast doesn't really play, right?
No, it's
No. This is just
great.
live.
They're great.
And so we're doing a thing, and I have a coal. It's like you could fuel the Starship Enterprise with these nuggets that are coming out of my ass. And it's one at a time, but I have to each time go. I wasn't on edibles. No, I was.
Forget it.
No, but I was high as a kite, and I ate too late. Everybody else was like, "We had it already. Where were you?" And I'm like, "Oh God, do it now!" But it was already like 3 hours in. Every sound
you
asleep.
just-
They're like,
just-
"What a
catch up.
great day, everybody!" And I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go poop." For 9 hours. See everybody later.
He laid a pyramid in the toilet bowl, a perfect fire stack.
Oh God.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It
Briquettes.
was a fucking nightmare,
Good
dude.
Lord.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's why I will never do edibles after tonight.
Never.
Ever.
I talked about this before, but the last time I did an edible, my own nipple scared me.
Well, we're back to nipples.
That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
We've circled back to nipples.
And I haven't done them since.
Encircled around them repeatedly.
Were you staring at it the
Yes.
whole lot?
Caressed around.
I think I forgot for a moment that I had them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
that's the type of thing.
Like, I'm just eating and there's food on me and I'm like, oh, I should get that food. Oh,
Yeah.
it was a nipple.
Right.
It was my nipple.
Just your
Yeah.
I think the point is that you were eating pepperonis at the time.
Good point. Good point.
Wow.
Yeah, good point.
Wow. Anatomically correct, though.
Okay, Danny.
Oh, man.
You're eating tofurkey pepperoni.
My nipples look like tofurkey pepperoni.
The little mini peps.
You know what? That is something that I would not put past you, as we did do the podcast shirtless recently.
Yeah, we did. And
How did that go?
It was great.
You got to listen to the podcast.
Oh, wow.
I didn't like it.
Danny's
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
It was like shirts and skins in gym class.
You know,
Yeah, but it was all skins.
I know,
There were no
it's weird.
shirts. It was just
There's no winner or loser with
there's
that
no
game.
winner or loser.
No,
No,
no.
you're all just sitting in it.
Yeah.
It was hot though. That was why.
I was going
Okay.
to say, here in San Francisco, you got all LEDs. You're not sweating nearly as much, Dan.
No, I know.
This could be the move for you.
Okay.
It's temperate.
Okay. Yes.
It's
We're
temperate.
doing it.
It's
Let's
cool.
do it.
Not too hot during the day. Not too cold at night.
No, it's fine.
Jersey
if
skins,
this is
man.
your if this is
Jersey
your
skins
winter,
right
I'm
now.
ready for it. If this is your winter, I'm fine with it. Oh God, it's a
Jersey
little rainy
skins.
and some leaves fell. Cripes.
Oh, it's a hard
I'm gonna
winter.
wait. I'll wait till the spring to clean
That's
it
a
up.
hard winter,
It's
man.
like it's not that
It's a hard
bad,
winter.
guys. It's not that bad.
You don't compost outside all the time every day.
No.
Always.
No.
That's what we're
a
doing
tough
in New
winter.
York is outdoor composting constantly.
tough
That's
winter.
it.
We
That
got
was, that was it right there. It was just a beautiful moment of silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A natural. We call it
It's
a
a natural
natural pause.
A pregnant pause.
Well,
See, there was another
you know,
one right there.
Congratulations.
Twins.
Wins.
So you guys did
because
an
it's true.
audio podcast without your clothes on.
No. Don't get crazy.
I was gonna
It
say,
was
that's
just
insane.
shirtless,
Just
man.
shirts,
It was just
just
a
shirts.
shirtless one.
Yeah.
It was just for the boys.
And people still they
It was for the bullies.
they just heard
I
it.
said the boys.
And you listen and you imagine you guys without shirts.
I
I
think
mean,
I think
Did
that's
it
the
change
first
the
one that we
podcast
should
at all?
we should do a cartoon of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
a good idea.
We're gonna
Yeah.
do a cartoon version. The first one will be us topless. 'Cause
And
then
I'll-
we
like
can
it.
control, and Jeremy will be able to fix his anatomically correct.
Dude.
I guess we can only go up from there.
Jeremy finds his nipple.
I'm gonna.
That's episode 1.
They're like sliced Slim Jims. No.
Oh,
No,
boy.
that's not true. That's not true at all. I'll show them to you right now.
Wait, sliced which way?
Yeah, long ways.
Oh, that's so weird.
Could also be stab wound.
Strange.
Like dark spaghettis?
It's like whole wheat spaghetti.
I didn't want to say that either. That was bad.
Yeah.
No, you can say whatever you like. And you
Whatever
just
you want.
did.
We're friends.
Nasty.
That was very gross. I don't want to ever say dark spaghettis again.
You just did.
Dark spaghettis.
Classic Eminem line.
Yeah. I set him up, you knock him down.
It's
That's how we do it.
It's in the new
It's a Jersey
DBZ game,
thing,
Dark
folks.
Spaghettis. Yeah.
He's like, I got to become a rapper. My mom keeps burning this spaghetti.
Well, if you go to a Sicilian place, you can get squid ink pasta, Dan.
Yeah,
Right, it's a dark spaghetti.
That is.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is
what
a
about?
technically
Why do you
legal.
look at me
Not
and
many
say
people
Sicilian?
know that was also the alternative name for Black Mirror.
Dark spaghetti.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Get out of
It's
here.
a little bit of trivia.
No way.
Listen, man, pennies get delivered for $1 billion fucking dollars.
It's
I
true.
can say whatever the fuck I want.
It's true.
I'm so
Am I
gullible.
cursing too much?
You guys
No,
know
no,
it.
it's
I,
okay.
I
It's
admit.
Then
We
fuck
don't,
yourself.
we don't have a network anymore. We put this up on our own now, so.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I do it by flipping the blinds back and forth really fast in front of my window. That's how I transmit.
So, Rick, what's the plot of the first episode of Dark Spaghetti?
Nice.
Well, they call it Black Mirror now.
Yeah.
But the first episode of Dark Spaghetti, it's all about these sort of sci-fi situations in an Italian restaurant. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh my god, the Scampy's a fucking robot or some shit. Fucking blah, 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 third act twist, fucking ship it.
There, done.
Listen. Everybody makes a big deal. Oh, I got the TV show. Get the fuck. That's all it takes, dude. Walk into an office.
How can we put one of your ideas on our tube? On our square that's shiny?
Sure, I got an idea. Napkins talk. And they're cops.
It's a whoa.
Fucking in, man.
That escalated.
I almost sold a TV show about a fucking pilgrim detective.
Really?
Yeah. And his partner's a turkey. Now listen, man. You start with the fucking close-up. You don't know who he is yet. Eyes, face.
Just eyes.
Slowly it starts, but super slow. And you're like, oh, dude, this guy's wearing a pilgrim hat.
Is it the Quaker oatmeal guy?
Yeah, he's a full-blown pilgrim. So as you're pulling out, he's like, listen, man, I'm not looking at your wife when she comes into the fucking room, dude. We're partners. We're going to have dinner. We're going to hang some nights. Maybe we play cards. Who the hell knows? And he's yelling at his partner, but you're seeing he's got the white collar, and he's a fucking pilgrim. And you finally get wide enough, and it's like... and it's a fucking turkey.
It's a buddy.
And you're like, what the fuck is this show? Boom! Pilgrim Cop.
It's a buddy comedy.
And that's it, dude.
Crackle.
And Fox
Crackle.
almost bought that shit.
I don't care what anybody says.
Almost,
I was
Danny.
this close.
Danny, we almost worked together again, baby.
Because you wrote that for me?
I am trying,
You were
dude.
the turkey.
I was going to be the turkey. Danny's the cop.
Oh, thanks.
I don't care what anybody says.
Wow.
I'm like,
This shit is
Hey,
sells
Rick, we
itself,
should talk
man.
after
Who
the
would
show.
watch that? All right.
Thank
Couple
you.
people would watch
This
it.
is
Pilgrim Cop, man.
Thank you.
we're testing it tonight.
This feels like a Learning Channel show.
It could be.
Pilgrim Cop.
Maybe we went to the wrong place.
Fox?
Yeah.
Fox, I
probably.
think like mid 2000s Fox, like they're like, oh shit, Joe Millionaire's canceled. Do a Pilgrim Cop.
Yeah, maybe we do Pilgrim Cop.
That was the year for that.
I also think that you could take like a wheel, and it could be like cop, lawyer, blah blah blah, blah, firefighter,
Yep.
whatever it is, and then shit on the other side like pilgrim, asshole, fucking whatever, and then you just be like
Frontier.
mayor, mustache mayor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Pilgrim Cop.
Pilgrim
If we
Cop is a
like
good
that
one.
one better, let's roll with that one.
Sorry I was late. I had a 14-course meal again.
It's
Every day is Thanksgiving
coming out of my nose.
for me.
Every day is thing.
Stop or I'll fire my musket. Because I'm Pilgrim.
This show has been canceled.
Yeah, it has been.
It's gone.
Before it ever
Coming
got
up
there.
next, Elementary.
Almost, though.
fuck you, man.
Wow.
I don't know how many more times they can make that Sherlock Holmes a thing. God.
Hey, it's paying for.
There's
my-
always mysteries.
There's One thing in life's for certain,
So
there's
it's-
always mysteries.
What's going to happen next? We don't know.
Jeremy,
No.
did you fact check on purgatory?
We already talked about it.
See, everybody knows he's the one that ate the gummy, not me. I'm
no,
on top
Who
of my
ate the
shit.
gummy?
Jeremy, can you look up Pilgrim Cop?
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you bring? Can you?
I want to see if this is a
Let's see
if this
the
is a thing.
images of
Can you
Pilgrim
look
Cop.
up Pilgrim Cop
Wait,
recap podcast?
image search? Google image?
Wait. Do you want a Pilgrim Cop outside or in a church?
Nah, this is what comes up for Pilgrim Cop.
There he is. There's the star of Pilgrim Cop. What's up? That's great. I love that guy. He's my favorite. It's fucking Simon Pegg, guys. He's undercover. It's fucking Simon Pegg is fucking Pilgrim Cop. It's like a weird.
He's tall.
drunk-
He's damn near 6 feet. I
I
can
was
tell.
gonna say, and then with the pilgrim hat, he's over 6 feet.
Here goes, here goes no. What's that? What's that guy? He's
There
kind
he
of
is.
There he is. Come on, what's
These
up?
are all
Officer
bad
Pilgrim?
cops for some
They're
reason.
all,
I don't know what
that's
has to do
code
with
name
Pilgrim.
for Pilgrim
Yeah,
Cop.
Pilgrim Cop is a bad cop.
Yeah.
I
I
think.
think we might
Not
have
a
just
great
cracked
cop.
we might have just cracked the code.
Yeah, no, Larry's not here anymore. No, we sent him to be a Pilgrim Cop somewhere.
You want to play Pilgrim Cop,
I
Turkey
fucking
Cop?
love that. He's like, my uncle's a cop. Pilgrim Cop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's down at the bar drinking Bloody Marys. Fucking guy.
That was one of those Google searches where Google should have been like, nope, sorry. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing
We
for you.
don't have anything for
Don't
this
got
because
one.
that's stupid. Why would anyone look for that?
They should have had that response. Like, what are you doing searching for this dumbass?
Instead, they're like, oh, we got about 50, 60 pictures you can look at if you're feeling Pilgrim Copy today.
Working overtime to supply people's obscure needs. Oh, let's get some Pilgrim Pop photos.
God bless the
shitty
internet.
wizard.
Rick,
Shitty Wizard?
Shitty Wizard was a TLC show as well.
Oh, really?
Shitty
That's
Wizard.
a great show.
That's a great show.
Spin the
See?
wheel. Shitty Wizard.
Tuesdays after Pilgrim Cop. It's
Cast a spell. What would happen? He has
Nothing.
Nothing. He
'cause
doesn't
he's-
do any spell.
Yeah.
But maybe like the wrong things might happen.
Oh,
in
right.
Some episodes. I'm just shitty.
And I
Is
don't.
that
I
a
don't
wizard?
think.
I mean,
that-
that's not even a very good wizard.
I don't think
Better
any of
than
us would
Pilgrim
be
Cop.
thinking about this though if it wasn't for UHF. Because
Yeah.
I think UHF gave our brains the ability to
Yeah.
make these
That's true.
generated TV shows.
Well.
Wheel of Fish.
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? Conan
Yeah.
the Librarian?
Yeah.
God damn, that was
Yeah.
Drink from the fire hose.
good. Drink from the fire hose.
Yeah, this-
Spatula City.
Yeah.
Spatula City feels like a store that would be in San Francisco now.
Yeah.
Like it's singular use store.
Prove us wrong, San Fran.
They won't. They'll do that, and it'll be like smart. It'll be connected to your phone or something like the spatulas. It tells you how hot.
Doesn't
eggs.
exist.
Your pancake.
Somebody in the audience says it doesn't exist.
Your pancake is ready to flip now.
You know?
Wait, someone said it doesn't exist after 10
Yeah.
minutes of Pilgrim Cop?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
really.
What the-
This is
Yeah.
the one I have a problem
Yeah.
with.
Pilgrim
I-
Cop I was on
Spatula
board
City
with,
does
but
not
Spatula.
exist.
I draw the line at Flipper, FLIPR, the smart connected spatula that tells your smartphone when
Why would
to.
you need that? Every town needs a Pilgrim Cop.
Yeah, shit, man.
Only Pilgrim Cops, they patrol spatula cities everywhere.
Keeping them safe from turkeys and
Spatulas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny, did you have run-ins with the law growing up? Not to ask you a very personal question.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
a couple times.
But really?
Let me Google it.
Did you talk your way out of it?
No.
Don't Google. No, okay,
No,
if
don't
you want
Google
to.
it. Okay.
Can we please?
Look,
Google it.
well, when I was a kid, yeah, I got in trouble once for being in a car with someone who had been drinking, and then it was a stupid move. Freshman year of high school, I was at a party with seniors, and I got to imbibe in alcohol, and I got drunk, and my friend who brought me there got drunk. And then the person whose house we were at, parents called and said, "We're coming home," and he's like, "Everybody out! Get out!" And so I got in the car with my friend who was drunk clearly, and I was 14 and stupid, and he couldn't figure out how to drive his stick shift car because he was drunk, and he made a left turn and he hit a tree.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so
How was
his
the
head
tree?
hit the windshield and stuff.
How was the
the
tree?
tree was mildly messed up, and the River Edge Police Department came and they asked for IDs and everyone was 18, and then they got to me and I was like, I don't have an ID. How old are you? 14.
I'm hanging
and
out
they're
with some
like,
seniors.
all right, they bring 4 more cops and like.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, the kid who was driving got in a lot of trouble because he endangered the welfare of a minor.
Oh.
Not to
Yeah.
mention a tree.
Not to mention a tree.
Sounds like an
cut to 16 years later. I got popped in Maryland for possession of marijuana, and that was a stupid thing.
Are we pulling everybody's jackets now? Rick, what did you do?
It just happens. But no. But here's the kicker of all this is that I had to go down to Maryland to go and try to pay and deal with all of it. And the cop was like, he had to go to be there, and he goes,
"My daughter.
Why didn't you tell me who you were?
My daughter's a big fan."
Really? I swear to God. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you should have told me. And I was like, yeah, officer, I wanted to be like, yeah, I know, I'm that kid from TV. Do you want to get me out of this, shitty possession thing?
I love smoking weed and watching
3 months
TV.
3 months later, Maryland decriminalizes weed.
Fuck.
And it's like, you sons of bitches.
He's like, I love smoking confiscated weed while watching Pete.
Yeah.
Next time, ask for me in person. Pilgrim Cup.
Here's Pilgrim.
No, that's a dark spaghetti storyline if I've ever.
That's
if I've
true.
ever heard
Yeah,
one.
that's
dark spaghetti.
Truly.
That's
That's a dark spaghetti if I've ever heard.
Well, guys,
Goddamn
yeah,
dark
we've,
the
spaghetti.
time goes by so fast when we're having fun talking about pilgrim cops and purgatory and
Reminiscing about the good times.
Purgatory, excuse me. Purgatory. We've started something here
With
tonight.
an E.
Rick, you got any plugs?
Nah.
Hair plugs?
This is all my real hair. His got there before I did.
100% natural.
His plugs are at D Tamborelli on Twitter.
Yeah, follow
Instagram
Danny on Instagram and Twitter, and let's buy some Danny t-shirts.
I'm Gomez was taken. That's mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, because it was, Danny. Gomez was taken.
So he couldn't get that.
So Danny Tamborelli was taken too, and I didn't bitch about it in my handle.
Oh,
sorry.
Who took it?
I don't know. Someone took it. I couldn't get Danny Tamborelli on Twitter, but I got it on Instagram. And someone had DannyTamborelli.com. What a dumbass that person was.
Yeah, what a dumbass.
They send me.
I hate that guy.
Oh, yeah.
But what if
that's
he posts
funny.
like pictures
No,
of
they
you
tried
that
to-
are his favorites?
No, they sent me an email asking if I wanted to buy it back for $10,000.
$10,000?
Yeah.
Never mind. Let's talk about it later,
If that's
dude.
you offered me $10,000.
Face-to-face, face-to-face.
Hey, you want your DannyTamborelli.com? It's
That's what
10
I said,
grand.
bro. 10 G's. What's up? I'll take it in pennies.
And you know what I did? I showed Jeremy, and Jeremy wrote an email back that said basically...
It said...
I know what it says because I read it.
The gist was, you just got the lemon of all domains. You think you're going to scam us for money?
Actually, Lemon Party is the lemon of all domains.
Oh,
yeah.
Good point.
No one
It's
should
true.
ever look that up. I've said horrible things up here tonight, and I'm sorry.
It's
okay.
Going to the fact
It's
check.
not. It's 3 old guys blowing 2 old guys.
Oh, wow.
I
It's all a
think.
bunch of love.
man.
And that's the whole. That's the whole site. It's weird. Like there's
God,
nothing.
aren't you guys from the summer of love? Fine, just let it go. What's the matter, man?
There's no pop-up ads or anything?
No, there's no ads.
definitely no pop-ups. No, it's...
But if you go to
They
that site a lot,
should
your
pop
computer definitely has them already.
That's like helicopter dick. It's the same.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I think it's
Altano-
the .org too. Sorry.
No, good.
Just try both.
What kind of plugs do you have, Mr. Brian?
On my head, none, as you can see. But you can find me on IGN. I'm on Twitter at Agent Bizzle. I also do a show called The Comedy Button every single week with my tall friend Max right here.
What's up, Max?
These guys have been on it, and it was a good time. So then they had me here, and I'm still trying to figure out what this is, but we're doing it.
Oh, that's exactly... you know what? You're not the first guest to say that, and that's what we like.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's give a big
Spirits are high.
Get the chloroform.
Spirits are high. Let's give a big round of applause for our guests.
Thank you to our guests. Thanks
Brian
to Sweater.
Gomez.
Thank you.
Special
Rick
guests.
Brian Altano.
We thank you.
Jeremy Bailey.
Jeremy Vale. You can find me at Remy Vale and also have another podcast called Fresh Beef. He's at D Tamborelli. He's at Michael C. Morona. Thank you all so much for coming out. And thanks to SF Sketchfest. Oh, and we're going to be hanging out at... where the fuck are we going? Swedish American Hall. And we're going to watch the Undone Sweater. So come have some drinks with us.